Alright, back to this mess. Hello, surprise people that are here suddenly.
Sure.
I'm gonna end you now, please. Yes? Good. Everyone do dead now. Oopsie. Yeah. A bunch of single-file trolls are probably not gonna stand a chance, although they would die faster if I could reach them with more than 2 melee units, so I'll have to work on that. Hey, level up.
Sure thing.
And what does the flame reveal?
It's time for everyone to aggressively level up all back to back. Athletics, yeah, that's good. You're a tank. Let's get you to the second damage reduction interval. Wary Defender. Increase the fighter's awareness while in defender mode, granting him bonus to everything but deflection. Yeah. Just makes his defender mode more effective. Not a terrible idea. Friendly accuracy aura. Unarmed damage. I'm not gonna do an unarmed attacks. You crazy? You're crazy. You can strangely gain a summon ability from like what the Chanters have. I wonder how far these talents go, because I think I already learned the talent that makes him do an AoE heal, right? Like he's slowly healing the people around him the same way that Yasuke does. So I think learning that unlocked Reimer's summon as being the next thing. I wonder how many layers of not very good skills you can get from other trees. They're not amazing. For you, it's usually defensive moves we want. Maybe even body control? Paralyzed, weakened, stunned, sickened, and petrified. I think getting various saves would help us at this point. Superior deflection. That's also not bad. Just even more deflection on top of your deflection pile. I might go for just that. In fact, superior deflection could help offset some of the deflection lost from this other ability. Yeah, -5 deflection. So we can get rid of that negative. And he's somebody who could use deflection, generally speaking. I assume that every talent is safe and will stack. Because we know there's weird effects in this game that don't stack. But I assume deflection still goes up from +5 deflection. Yeah, so he has 27 from his level, 4 from resolve, 26 from his shield, 5 from his bracers, and 5 from his deflection skill I just gave him. But he has -5 from defender, which is for when he's multi-targeting, which right now actually isn't happening.
Yeah.
It's just someone I keep just stamping and more positive defense stats into until he stops dying. Which he admittedly, he tends to not die much until the whole party's already dead, or we're fighting a dragon, which is an understandable reason to die. Wow, yeah, these guys just kind of swept in and replaced the other party I took out. That's interesting. Are you guys just standing here? What's happening? Turn on AI. I believe in you. I swear to God. No. All of you guys that find that guy, then Zawa, who's in the back. Find a target, damn it. There we go. That's a lot. That's like the most focus I've ever seen her have, I think. That's next level. How's everyone doing? A-okay?
Yeah.
And another level up, of course. They're so tightly packed together. Durkins would like to level now. Durkins likes to level up, doesn't he, Durkins? Yes, Durkins. I'm still vaguely giving him a combination of stealth and mechanics, like he's going to be my one guy who can disarm traps and lockpick and all that stuff while also sneaking past enemies, maybe. Which has never, that happened like once, and I was just during that one particular part of the game, I was like, I sure wish that Durkins had more stealth. But we'll see about that. Bonus 4th level spell. It's not bad. 4th level spells are strong. Empowered Interdiction. Oh, it just makes the interdiction more likely to hit people. Gives it 10% accuracy on the actual... That's casting the spell, not on the people. Brilliant Radiance. Enemies take burn damage from the Priest's Holy Radiance. And then more on vessels. Having do damage might seem kind of tempting, but like it's just not that much. I feel like in this point in the game that might not be worth a talent spend. And also, that tiny-ish amount of damage might also just attract everyone to attack me. But one of the issues with talents like this is that I read it so many times that I keep thinking maybe I already have it. This is bonus accuracy with sword and arquebus, which are just not weapons I'm using. Aggrandizing Radiance, that's the selfish one that only affects you. Which is pretty iffy. Dangerous Implement. Modal. Yep. Causes a little damage to yourself, but a lot more damage to your enemy. Could make him stronger in general. And he does have a special super wand that's going to keep getting stronger, so it's like slightly tempting. Oh, this is melee only. I was going to say a wand is a two-handed weapon. But no, they don't. Those things don't overlap. DR bypass. Scepter and rod. Adventurer. So adventurer is wand. Nobles have scepters and rods. It occurs to me I don't actually know what weapon he has. Accuracy might not hurt. It is called a scepter. Good to know. I'm not necessarily clear on what the actual difference is. But okay. But just getting more spells would be good too. Gotta make up my mind. I think part of the tempting thing here is just that more accuracy means more hits, which means more crits, which means higher chance of dominating people each fight. And dominations can turn the tide in an interesting way. That's a dice roll upon a dice roll upon a dice roll. Dare I? So daze causes reduced accuracy, a bunch of other things. Honestly, yeah, empowered interdiction, just making that spell stronger is probably better than a lot of the other options I have. Although it is tempting to just increase his spell count. But that's boring, even though it's probably the best idea. But hey, if I rest often enough, then I don't have to worry about that much of my spell caps anyway. Except for my newest spell tier at any given moment. But that's already gone up from 2 to 3 just now, so it went up without me putting a point into it. Because that's how that works, evidently. I don't know. I'm sure this having more accuracy doesn't hurt. Well, it hurts someone. Hehe. A camp that nobody is at.
I shall do as you ask. I shall do as you ask.
You cannot disarm the trap. Do you wish to trigger it? If I'm going to trigger that, I'd like to do that from
Tell me.
a little more space.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind.
Ouchies. I'm going to die. How you doing? Stunned. Doesn't seem to be taking any more damage.
I shall do as you ask.
Oh no, one of my 36 lockpicks is being used up. Ooh, a diamond. And actually not a lot else. We finished the garden. Look how much of this is complete now. Isn't that nice? I think those are mostly just passives at this point, but they increase your ranking a bit. I don't know. Let's do the big +3 +3 security. I'm really amused by the idea that your security is increased by you building a hedge maze. Like, excuse me? A hedge maze? They could just not go in the hedge maze. It's just over there. What? Hearing voices. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. There's a Kangula, there's a mega sword that I get as a reward for fighting them apparently. There's all sorts of bad stuff everywhere. There's a wraith, there's voices. She's gonna murder the shit out of me. We're all gonna die, we're all gonna die, we're all gonna die. Let's see, you have a bludgeoning weapon, so hit the one that can be hurt by you. You have a sword, so get that guy, and you have one non-bludgeoning weapon, so get that guy. You should also get the ghost, because I don't think they're immune to punching. And we'll hope for the best, all things considered. Big ol' gunshot. Okay. How you feeling, everybody? Let's just get this first stage of healing started, because it's gonna matter in the long term. Let's give this a go. Try domination. Oh, right. You're just in time for the stun to happen. Cool. Hopefully she remembers that order for later. And 4 of my characters are stunned. See, that's bad. Oh, you just went from stunned to paralyzed. Now 5 of us are paralyzed. Fuck. This is just a lot for me right now. I wish you guys wouldn't. Who knew that freaking blights are immune to being punched? Please go fight that thing. You also. Actually, maybe you go fight these. No, you'll get focused. You know what? Oh, you're paralyzed anyway, so whatever. But yeah, don't fight the blights. You guys have bludgeoning weapons. It's not very effective. Oh, did I actually successfully mind control? Okay, well now fight these guys. You still have a bludgeoning weapon. Stop it. You gotta fight guys that you can actually bludgeon. You're about to die. Have you ever even cast this yet? Have you been trying to cast it on loop the entire fight, basically? Because I think you have. Live! Live! I dare you to live. Put a barrier on it. Bury it. Bury it. Bury. Yeah! She's got all this DR. I don't even know which ones count, honestly. Is one of them suppressed? Oh, she has 6 DR from wood skin. +2 from damage reduction from camping. +10 accuracy from Holy Radiance. +4 damage reduction from Armor of Faith. And the bubble doesn't seem to have applied. Did I miss? There we go. Now Armor of Faith is suppressed by the pain block, which is stronger. But if people remove some of them, the other ones will apply. But importantly, Armor of Faith applied to other people besides just her. Yes. Oh, Yaskir is actually dead. I saw him knocked over and thought he was just prone or something. I thought surely nobody died that fast. Boy, am I wrong, apparently. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Kill it before it wakes up from the stun, please. That would be bad if it did. Shoot it. Shoot it with guns. There we go. Nah, Maneha's down. I can't even see them attacking. They just kind of vaguely destroy you. There we go. Good job, Grieving Mother. Please take out the other one that only you can fight. There we go. Okay, cool. Now it's time for a good old-fashioned focus fire, preferably to help the tank that's gonna die otherwise. Where's that one bubbly-looking spell? There it is. No, aim it well. There we go. And then you run into the circle. There we go. Zawa, stop dying. It's bad for you. Fast punch mode activate. That'll fix the dying. It will not. Is he down? Spectre uses explosive death. Oh, it's paused because we took damage on Grieving Mother? Is that the explosive death that did that? No. Something else hit Grieving Mother. Now she's also dying. We're all good at this. We're all very good at not dying. It's our favorite thing. A bubble's not going to save Zawa from taking 6 damage. It's going to be a hard to ask. Explosion! Mind explosion! Durkins, no. Scream! Okay, there we go. We got this. We got this. Even though that guy's definitely going to kill Durkins, though. Are these just high-level enemies or what?
Hey.
Getting scary around here. Hello, scary sword. What could go wrong? Behind a frigid curtain of water is an alcove, its walls flecked with ice. In the middle you see a rough stone pedestal, also glazed with ice from the falls. A cruciform hilt and a tapered blade protrude from the pedestal. Judging from the size of the hilt and the apparent length of the blade, you infer that it is an Estok. Examine the area. The alcove and the stone pedestal are little more than dilapidated ruins. Ice pries cracks in the stone and coats the slick floor. The Estok, what little of it you can see, appears to be in better condition. Move in to pull the weapon from the stone. What can go wrong? Who will go? Oh boy. An Estok's a two-handed weapon, isn't it? Probably be me, actually. Because if anyone's going to get stuck with a new weapon, if assuming he does get bound to you, which who knows, I'm the one who could most use it. But who knows about this? What skill checks there might be. You cross under the falls, gasping as the water douses you. Your breaths echo in the small chamber. As you approach the pedestal, you see the reflection of water running along the blade. You grip the hilt. The hate, fear, and violence of a dozen mad, gibbering voices fills your mind. You shudder through a wave of mental pain, struggling to hold the voices back. Grunts and cries of agony ring through the tiny space. Nah. You try to let go of the hilt, but for a few seconds your fingers seem frozen to it. You struggle and tug, and at last tear yourself free, flying backwards and landing in the snow. You rise and brush the snow off, trembling with exhaustion. Bye. Nope. These panels have been worn smooth. In one, you can just detect the shape of a sword. And in another, a stocky body of a dwarf. You trace fading outline and shapes in these panels. It looks like they were once a sequence of reliefs, but the images have worn away. I wonder if the first one is... I wonder if the other one's specifically suggesting that I am destined for the sword, or at least a dwarf is. I don't know. Much like the pool of blood that was in that one creepy place, where everyone's like, we should get the fuck out of here. This thing I just found feels like it's another instance of... it feels like another instance of like maybe something that takes you down a different path, like a different, more evil character, or one that seeks power at the cost of sanity might go for. But if you're not that kind of character, then it doesn't make sense to pursue this kind of thing. Wow, it's really hard to see these guys.
Hey.
I don't know what's up over here. There's just a bunch of bitter spirits and they're all very passive and hanging out. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and turn these quests in that I've done so far before I go on to Durkins' battery. Seems about right to me. Seems about right to me. Scary sword. Scary sword. Scary sword. Scary sword. We're leaving now. Goodbye, scary sword. That was an entire zone filled with many difficult fights, one of which I finally gave up on entirely. I don't have any faith that I can fight that dragon. And there was a lot of other things that were also scary along the way, so... Peace out. I'll have to read through my quests again to figure out which ones to hand in. Show me what you have for sale. Psych, I'm the one selling to you. Plot twist. Never oh my god. That's too many clubs. How profoundly overkill. Just way too much stuff. There we go. Making money. Alright, so off the top of my head, we need to talk to the guy that wanted the pearl. Who lived here, I think? He nods. Been keeping an eye on town here. You, found anything out near Long Watch for me? He coughs into his hand. Show him the log of faith. This came out of the thermal pearl. He looks past you and sees the creature waddling through the snow. His jaw flaps silently for a few seconds. I've never seen one so small. But the little fellow looks downright tame. He scratches his head. How about I buy it from you? The performers that pass through would take an interest in something like this. He bends down to look at the squirming Lagerfaith. Don't do it. Nah, I'm keeping him. Whatever you say. Just watch your fingers when it gets big. Eddar loves him. He loves him so much. Still looking for someone to take care of those dangerous folk roaming the area, if you're up to it. The Gleaming Society is no more. Plenty of folk will be happy to hear it. Last thing we need out here is another big war. Take this. He gives you a bag of coin. Ooh. So much experience. 2 more people have leveled. This is our new thing to focus on now. Hello, Zawa. mean, I do like making a second wind stronger. I don't know. Can you reasonably loop all the way back around? Adding 6 more to survival would take it to 13, which would be, I think, higher than any stat anyone has in my game right now. I think I'm gonna go for more endurance because at least that increases the heal in a linear fashion. Mortification of the soul. The monk immediately inflicts enough raw damage on himself to gain a wound. I'm not psyched about that one. Superior deflection might still be the way to go. None of these weapon focuses count as being unarmed, right? Nope. Peasant is unarmed. Okay. Weapon focus peasant it is. We are high up on mechanics. Hello, new powers. Level 5 powers. Detonate. These require 50 focus. Splinters of the target's soul. Splinters the target's soul with sheer force, inflicting raw damage to them. Targets of low endurance explode, causing crush. Right, I remember this. And tactical meld. 20 accuracy when attacking the same enemy. Phantom Foes is interesting for a low-cost spell. Make everybody in an area flanked. Pretty big radius, too. Am I just getting one skill? It's a pretty strong buff, too, to increase the survivability of somebody that isn't so good at surviving. I think I want Phantom Foes. Some of these lower cost spells are more likely to be used than high-level spells I have to save up for so long. Psychic Backlash. That's the one where somebody gets stunned if they try to target my will defense. Which, yeah. We're getting in a lot of things. We're getting a lot of crowd control lately, so that kind of thing could be nice. So I'll go for that. Hey, we got money this time. We still lost like half of it to bandits, but we didn't lose all of it at least this time. That stuff's agony. His better half. Yeah, we know how he died, but that involves the dragon. Looks like, generally speaking, all the remaining quests have been going towards Durkins battery. Yep, even Galvino's hut is near Durkins battery. So we're going to be heading out one last time and then not coming back until we're done with the main location. The place that the expansion seems to be all centered around, at least for this part 1. No idea how part 2 works or when it starts. Guess that goes without saying. Oh, I'd have to talk to a guy. I don't just go to a bed. I guess it goes without saying that I don't really know what comes when part 2 is, because I don't even really know what happens in this campaign.
What can I do for you? Top quality bear pelt.
So 2 decks, or 2 decks and 2 might, or 2 decks, 2 might, 2 constitution. That's a pretty good bonus. How about we haul ass out of here? And then go get murdered by other scary high-level monsters. Since things are definitely ramping up in challenge over the course of this expansion. Especially that, the Cragholt thing that I just gave up on entirely until later, because that was clearly a mismatch level. That was a nightmare. It's just a tax notification. What could go wrong? They're all dead. I'm sorry, they're all dead. No sequel for you. Find the Lagotheth and Feyre's artifacts. One of many things we're looking into here. Alright, all new place. Ooh, dialogue.
My thoughts wander often to the lost builders of this fortress we seek. They were erased from the world. I wonder, was it meant to be so?
Maybe there are still traces of them.
After 2 centuries, I would not hold out hope. All things fade, and always sooner than we wish.
My thoughts will be as silent as my feet.
Are your feet that silent? Oh wait, that was the cipher. I thought that was my barbarian for a minute there. Not that I've really specialized my cipher in stealth, but she does have narrative stealth, where people don't notice her, which kind of would have made her maybe better for being a stealth character contextually, even if it didn't necessarily mechanically play out that way. But then I didn't do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and follow the path for a bit. Ista's device makes a terrible screeching noise. The compass points west. Okay, well then what's over here? I'm being interrupted by some kind of discovery. Help! Somebody help me! Where is that voice coming from? Oh, rock. Help! Please, I'm down here! Standing on a narrow outcropping far below the edge of the chasm, a villager waves his arms frantically. The villager's well out of reach, and the uneven, slick surface of the chasm would prove difficult to climb by hand. We definitely want a rope. who's going to carry the rope? Adair? Let's tie the rope around Maneha's waist. Zawa has a solid grasp of knots and steps forward to secure the line with a sturdy knot. The trapped man presses himself against the chasm wall. Please hurry, the ice is starting to crack. Looking down, Maneha can see another, smaller ledge, further up along the side of the chasm. It's close enough to jump to, but it may not be able to support much weight. Only one way to find out. Whee! Maneha jumps into the chasm. Maneha lands hard, and the snow-covered outcropping shifts dangerously underfoot, but holds. Thank you, motorcycle. I kind of thought that I'd have to pick a second character to carry the rope, so I thought Maneha could be the athletics person that has to deal with bringing the person up, but Adair could hold the rope with his super athletics, but instead I just made a suboptimal athletics choice, so yay. On the ledge, Maneha had a moment to survey the surroundings. The trapped villager is almost directly down. His frightened face turned up to watch Maneha's progress. Examine. Maneha takes a moment to look around. Several sections of the wall below appear to be comprised of sheets of ice, like windows set into the side of a chasm. The thin ice is pocked through with air bubbles, and moving too quickly across the surface could cause them to shatter. Anxious, the villager calls up, "Please, help me!" Continue the descent. Maneha continues carefully down the chasm. I don't think it'll hold much longer. There's a faint clattering sound and a sharp cry. Maneha sees that the man has slipped, only to grab a hold of the rocky wall just in time to stabilize himself. As Maneha passes the fragile section of ice, the winds begin to pick up. The freezing gusts tug fiercely at Maneha's clothing, but howling past. Nearby there's a narrow hollow in the wall of the cavern that could provide some shelter until the winds die down again. Press on. Unfazed by the freezing winds, Maneha continues the descent. Constitution 17. At last, Maneha comes to within arm's reach of the trapped villager and extends a hand towards him. When Maneha's hand is mere inches away, the outcropping beneath the trapped man's feet suddenly shudders and gives way, and he starts to fall. Dive after him. Maneha drops down towards the falling man and reaches him just in time. The rope around Maneha's waist brings both parties to a painful stop. Maneha grabs hold of the man and hoists him up. The villager wraps his arms tightly around his rescuer. Sections of the outcropping begin to crumble away in the darkness below. Passenger in tow, Maneha begins the ascent. Begins the ascent? We have an entire party to pull them up. Okay. Maneha makes steady progress back up the side of the chasm, the rescued villager clinging on tightly. At last, Maneha reaches the top and climbs back over the side to safety. Weird how no one else seemed to be helping at all. Oh, thank you. I've been down there for so long I thought I was done for. I'm heading back to town. Watch your step out here. You've gained 300 copper. Nailed it. Is she exhausted? She is not. She's totally fine.
Yeah.
Not what we're here for, though.
Silent as my feet.
Ah. Well. Seems I've found something. Ista's device makes a terrible screeching noise. The compass points west. Let's review who Ista was and which quest we're doing right now. That's Fiera. I'm not sure. The stench. Even worse when dead. Got him in brick. Sounds like he's noticed me. Yeah, they're green.
The stench.
Right.
Even worse when dead. Got him and bring him.
Run along, little mouse. Lately the night winds send evil dreams to our matron. Oh, they have a chanter. Cool. Seems like these might be the people I've already parlayed with.
If secrets whisper here, I shall listen for them.
Yeah, that'll wrap up quickly and cleanly. Well, still, there is something to the west. Just gotta find out what that is. Directly at the cavern entrance. What is inside? Is it full of friendly crag ogres that we get along just fine with? And then they're like, yo, here's the thing you need. Very politely. Nope, new quest. Still as the stones. Apa Huilo. Farmers in the Examato Plains discovered a large and elaborate ring of small Adra pillars in a secluded southern valley. Though presumed to be connected with the Ingwithans in some way, the pillars do not appear to be connected to any ruins. However, since the site was discovered, farmers from up to 50 miles away have gone missing, eventually discovered days or weeks later in the Ring of Stones, permanently petrified. As Apahuilo have little experience with Adra pillars, they are calling upon Ratsarans, Deerwoodans, and Gladdenfathans for help. Farmers up to 50 miles away. Petrified people. Well, you're a big fan of ruins, Kana. Hopefully you have some knowledge that can be applicable. Or find a way. Game just freeze? Nope. Must have just failed to click on this correctly. Oh, my game's paused. There we go.
Yeah.
Get as close as we can. Now, Stierreich. Oh, they're gonna be in deep shit. And once again, one of them's paralyzed, because they always are. I can work with that. Especially the nice AoE charm. And you petrified me again. Can you stop doing that, please? Pretty please. Oh, the fight's over. Guess there's that. Don't need to mind control them if they all die horribly, huh? White Adra gems. That's a lot. A handful of polished crystals of white Adra, retrieved from a Lagaveth cavern. All are covered in notches and peculiar engravings, though their meaning is unclear. Wait, that's probably my quest objective? Yeah. Technically valuable, but we have a different purpose for it. Ah, I was down here. Yeah. That's why I got mixed up. It was all the way down in tasks. Gotcha. Where the hell did I come out? Somewhere else entirely. Well, that's interesting.
Step lightly.
Loot.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind. What you ask is done.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind. She's a bit more like outright arrogant and self-assured in her dialogue than you would expect from all of her other dialogue. Like her voice stuff, she kind of has a swagger. Whereas her non-voiced stuff, or just her non-environmental dialogue, I guess, she's kind of much more passive and pensive and backgroundy.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind.
Please don't activate a trap. That's a trap. And we're all gonna die now. Dying is bad. Did that just not hit me? I don't think it did. No, it says 1 miss, 1 graze, 2 hits. Spell Tongue Rapier. +5 accuracy. Inflicts steel 5.0 second duration from each beneficial effect on the target. Steal 15% of attack speed for 10 seconds on hit. Whoa. Huh. Does that mean that the effect that's being triggered, that the enemy has, becomes an effect on me that's positive, while I also steal their attack speed? Doesn't even seem to have like a proc chance or anything, it's just something you get. What an interesting weapon type. I wonder how well it would suit our barbarian, especially with the attack speed buff. Spell Tongue was forged in Rawatai as a dueling weapon. It's even her culture, and has changed hands dozens of times since then. Its forked tip, undulating blade, and a blue coloration make it a quick favorite among novices whose confidence often outpace their skill. It was most recently won by Matapa, a young woman from one of the wealthy Amawa families of Tongira. With the blade in hand, she declared to her parents that she would take Spell Tongue and seek her fortune in Tekoa as a duelist. Her parents attempted to dissuade her, but her resolve became clear, and they eventually offered their reluctant congratulations and threw a great feast in her honor. After Matapa had drunk her fill of wine and gorged herself on buttered lobster and sea snails and cream, her mother challenged her to a duel. Matapa laughed, but her mother promised her that, if she won, she would receive half of her family's fortune the next morning. If she lost, she would surrender Spell Tongue without complaint. Matapa regarded her mother, a petite woman by Amawa standards, with little combat experience. She accepted and the duel began. Matapa brandished Spell Tongue, and her mother armed with a wooden practice sword. Matapa's mother was nimble, and Matapa's thrusts and riposts were quick but sloppy. Her mother led her around the feast table and into the darkened courtyard, where Matapa tripped. Falling, Matapa ran Spell Tongue through her mother's thigh, even as the older woman held her wooden sword to the younger woman's neck. The onlookers declared the duel a tie, and Matapa received her inheritance at the cost of her prized sword. Matapa's parents quietly sold the blade to a merchant bound for Deerwood, and Matapa, sobered by her loss, abandoned her ambitions as a duelist and instead became a successful playwright. Huh. Wonder if I've read anything from that person already. The bracers of deflection. Deflection is good. Accuracy, spell defense. Yeah. Oh, right. You already have the accuracy on you. Let's switch those around a bit. Okay. Now gotta make our mind up here. So it's another fast weapon. It's a bit below on damage overall. But that's because these guys are... Oh yeah, they have damaging 2 and damaging 2. They probably all have the same attack stat, more or less, because they're all fast weapons to begin with. Hearth Harvest gives you bonus deflection. 3 DR bypass. The other one has some grazes becoming hits. I feel like stealing attack speed's gotta be pretty nice because it probably adds the attack speed to her, making it all the nicer. Also, the accuracy buff somewhat helps the... I think I'll replace the Hearth Harvest. We do need enchanted now. Just even more accuracy. They don't seem to have damaging 2 available, not right now. Then I'm going to add additional element. Freezing seems like it's not very helpful around here. Given the expansion we're in, fire seems like a good choice. That's a lot of bonuses. Like, how high is your accuracy? That's plus 13 from one item, for example. Oh yeah, and you can see it's 54 versus 67. She has so much more accuracy for Spell Tongue. Which is good because it has a negative effect to apply to people. How long has this been here? Sandals of the Forgotten Friar. Plus 2 unarmed damage. The followers of the Winding Path believe in walking to see all the world holds. Many of them take a strict vow of silence and travel with only the most basic supplies. They make camp each night without knowing where the next day will take them. When they arise, they choose their route based on their dreams. Because of their itinerant nature, it's common to find their personal effects in their remains left in the wilderness or by the side of the road. Seems like a bit of a no-brainer, but move speed. But unarmed damage, it's the specific specialty. I guess you get the move speed, because everyone else is pretty busy with items. Oh, you still don't have boots, huh? Doesn't she also have move speed that's being suppressed right now? Or was that a different item I already took off of her? Cloak of the Frozen Hunt. I don't remember some of these items getting here. 10% range damage. Perhaps for now. I'll probably want to switch it back once I get back to Sagani. Probably will want to use it. I don't remember what Sagani's cape is right now necessarily.
Yeah.
That is a blown in half person. The ring of unshackling. There we go. Battered shipment. So those are fair as active artifacts. I think she's the one that said that all of the stuff scattered about because the party that had it got attacked. Two of the people that sent me out here, I've already found their stuff like right next to each other.
I shall do as you ask.
Huh?
No trap. Oop. Is that Wirt's leg? Nope, it's a stiletto in the leg, apparently. And a topaz. Yeah, that's where I like to keep my stiletto in topaz, is my calf. Just jam it in there. Like that one, like the mother of the person that used the rapier my character has. I see danger.
Ogren's fire casts light in dark places.
Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Ah, you again. Get over here. Get him. What's causing all those dragons, by the way? I paused to row and I see it. The dragon thrashed. The dragon wailed. Is the dragon chant, does it actually summon dragons visually? Because goddamn. Okay, everybody that can't hit you needs to stop trying to hit you. That's you too, Eder. Honestly, most of you need to move on with your life because you can't hit him. I didn't pick. Oh, it died. That'll do it. Definitely hope that the next game has some more Dragon Age Origins style character programming, because there's a lot of behaviors that I could just program into these characters. Like, hey, if you're hitting somebody who's immune to your attacks, either switch weapons or pick a new target, for example. There's certain elements of micromanaging that can be a little tedious in the long term to always have to micromanage. And so that's where it kind of comes in handy when a game like that turns around and has like, ooh, I bet up here on the left is where we're supposed to go. If I go right, we can probably fill in some of the stuff that I skipped by doing the cave. There's certain minor elements that I think a lot of players would kind of become lazy at and not take care of as much as they should. And that's why it's kind of nice when you're in Dragon Age, you can program all your characters to kind of have certain behavior patterns on their own. Unfortunately, none of them really were as good at that as the first Dragon Age. Each one got worse and worse. But being able to tell your character, use this spell when somebody's below this health, and use this spell when 3 enemies are grouped together, and stuff like that, was a nice bit of automation so that you could not always micromanage every character. It's part of why I like to build my characters to have a bunch of spells per encounter, or because then I can tell them to use said things, and then I don't have to manually do it. Because if I had to manually order every action, then this game would be a lot harder to play. Not even just play, but like kind of hard to tolerate. Elder Stag. What? I'm sorry. I think we're doing this. Uh-oh. They did not like me entering their area. Damn.
Sure.
I was like, oh, they're friendly / neutral. All right, walking on by. They did not like that. They did not like me entering their zone. Yaskier stopped chanting Rage Ball. Yeah. That's +7 health. It's like when it's like, yo, Yaskier, ancient memory, 4 hits. That's 4 people gaining 7 health. That's not bad. 28 party health as a passive that's just kind of happening on its own is not bad. Terragier. Hello there. Always good to see more kith on the road. You can relax for the time being. Ingrid here will let me know if any ogres come upon us. Ought to be headed down the mountain soon, but I've still got some supplies, if you need anything. Who are you? Name's Terragier. I come up to Stalwart sometimes to trade. Nothing fancy, like Urdrin has. Just supplies, ingredients. Came out here to get some air after the raid. Never been much of one for towns. Which way of Durkins Battery? You one of those, huh? Just follow the road north, then west across the bridge. You'll know it when you see it. Yeah, that's the way I came from just now. Do you know a man by the name of Galvino? I think everyone knows Galvino. He has a cabin a little ways north of here. You want to follow the road a ways, then head into the trees. Don't go too far north, though. Got bandits crawling all over the road into the pass. Do you know anything about bandits in the area? Sure do. Most of the caravans have to take the one road down into the pass. Group of bandits set up shop just north of here, before the bend. They'll just take a toll on good days. Your head, most others. I keep clear of them myself, and they don't usually come down the mountain. What does he sell? Exceptional. Lots of exceptional items. And generics. Oh yeah, not much. Could just go ahead and buy even more lockpicks for the pile. There we go. Yep, he does not have a mountain of things to offer. All I have is series books to read now. All my other libraries have been amassed into other characters' inventories and lost to, not lost, but like they've all been displaced by having been put in my other characters' inventories and then switched out of the party. I'm like, ah, shit, I should have switched those out. But usually when I get a new character, it's a surprise, so I'm not really completely ready. Oh, there you are. Like, Adair, where'd you go? How did I lose you? Alright, next stop, Galvino, I suppose.